I love you. I've known you for a long time.
Yeah.
You're a great guy, but you're also on a show and you're a character that people just love. They all around the world. It's just and that's a rare thing. That's a rare thing. And I know some people, some actors, we all do it. Will think, we got to prove that we could do something else. We've got to do this. We've got to do this. I'm like, wait a minute. You're on one of the biggest shows ever. What do you have to prove? What do you, Jensen Ackles? So do you ever look like, I got to prove myself, I got to write, I got to do this? Or do you do things really because you just fucking love those things?
Right. Yeah. How many lotteries do you have to win to be considered success?
Right. Are you pretty content, or do you want to do more things because you just love acting, you love creating, you love producing, and you want to keep doing that? Or is it more like a balance, like, I got to stay in the limelight, got to stay in this, got to be present, got to be relevant? Do you feel any of that pressure?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of people asking me, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What's next? What do you want to do? And I think I'd be deaf and blind and insensitive if if that didn't at least affect me in some way, or if I wasn't like, oh yeah, maybe I should come up with a game plan. But I've always been a let's just see where the wind takes me. Let's roll with the punches and see what comes down the. I mean, I'm not going to sit around and wait. Like, I will be active and pursuing things that interest me. But I don't. I try not to allow myself to feel the pressure that makes because you can tell, especially with actors, when they're desperate.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I don't care if there's a certain.
Yeah, I think there's a certain odor that comes with that.
Yeah,
and it's, if you can stay away from that, you can be content and still stay confident and still push, the ball down the road. That I think things happen for you. But like you said, I don't feel like I need to reinvent myself. I've spent 15 years honing a certain type of character and honing the skills that are needed to do that and tell story. So why not parlay that into the next situation? Somebody was like, what are you going to do? Are you going to try to do romantic comedies? Are you going to try to do something completely out of the box? Are you going to try to do, and sure, that all sounds fun, but I also know that I enjoy playing the type of character that is Dean Winchester, because I've done it for 15 years, and I don't want to destroy that. I want his legacy to be great. I want the show's legacy to be great. I've enjoyed playing that character. Right. So why wouldn't I want to play a similar character on a different stage?
Right.
So, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, maybe something comes along and, I get a call to go meet Chuck Lorre, and then all of a sudden I'm on a half hour. I'm kind of, I don't say, oh, this is my lane, I'm going to stay in it. But I do also understand that the audience that has been built over the past 15 years is used to seeing me in a certain light, and I'm happy to stay in that light as long as it stays lit.
See, that's it's awesome, because I could just tell you're so comfortable with yourself and you're so honest. I mean, obviously you're since I met you, how old were we? I was like 25, 26. You were like 22,
24. Yeah, 23.
Yeah, it's just a good attitude to have, and I think it's something that as I get older, I just think as long as again, caveat: if I have a family and I have to make money and I have to pay, which I do, I still have to pay bills. I don't have a family. I still have to pay for my mom's shit. But I don't care what I do. I'll work at Wendy's. I don't give a shit. I will work to make money for my family. But I am very lucky, and I'm not, I have a nice house, and as long as I'm comfortable, I'm good, and I'm not going to take jobs, nor I think would anybody, just to work. I want to work because I really love something, and if I'm able to do that, then I'm very grateful that if I can do those things. So all I say to you is, like, you could do whatever you want, and there's no doubt that you could be on a show tomorrow. If you took meetings with networks, I know He's on a hit show. He's got a huge following. It's a done deal. So I would just say, man, just enjoy it and get the right thing. Don't jump on something else that you might, because you got lucky because you love this series and it's a good series, but you might not get that lucky again. We don't always get that lucky again. Remember, win the lottery twice. And I'm not giving you advice. I'm just saying, because you've had a more successful career than I am. All I'm saying is, like, hey, if you don't need to go do something, don't do it because you're like, it could be. No, man, because the next thing, just love it. Just love it and say, you know what, I'm going to have some fun. That's what
and I think there's a lot of pressure, on me. Maybe it's from me and from, the people in my camp and stuff, of what that transition piece is going to be coming out of Supernatural, and I do think that probably has a little bit more pressure on it than maybe what comes next down the line. So I do want to be thoughtful about my next move, just from a strategic standpoint, because I want that to be able to set me up for something moving forward.
Right.
Whether it's a movie or a short order streaming network thing, or a guest arc on an existing program, or whatever it might be. But I think it should be something that is that the audience, it's not too drastic. It's not, all of a sudden he's
a serial killer.
Yeah, or in some like crazy period piece and is in drag.
Mr. Winchester.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Whatever it might be. But by the way, that might be fun to do down the road.
Right.
But I think it's important to kind of stay in the ballpark of where I've been really happy and successful for the past nearly 2 decades, and then transition, in a good way, so that the audience is like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I like that. I want to see him do that.
You know who did that pretty well was Nathan Fillion. He sort of did.
Yeah, I know Fillion pretty well, and I've asked him about that. And he did navigate that very, very well. He's certainly someone to emulate.
The only thing I would say is, like, I know that a big part of this too is agents can be very influential in terms of like, hey man, this is the time to strike. This is what we need. I know, but you got this producer, because remember, they see paychecks, they get a chunk. So and I've done it. I've been like, oh, okay, I should probably do that. Why did I do that? I didn't really want to do that, but I guess I made him happy and I made my business manager happy. So I guess everybody's happy, but now I have to go to work and I don't know if I really want to.
And I'm not that happy.
I'm not that happy, but maybe you're just not happy.
All of a sudden I just started with this new project that I really want to do and I'm not available anymore.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. I just
no. It is true. You gotta be smart and you gotta navigate all that. You gotta understand that, at the end of the day, you gotta do something that that lights your fire.